I just want to say, there's a lot of stuff that's going on with Daryl Vaz, and it's ironic to me that Daryl Vaz has been cited as the person that's put all this information out. So I'm going to jump over here to this article that's in the Gleaner, the Jamaican Gleaner. Now, I have to laugh because, sometimes you use people's words and sink them. Now, we've just gone through the Constitution, yes? Now, Daryl Vaz, it says here, it's not my words, nothing is secret, big and bold. Vaz defends disclosure of Golding citizenship information, data privacy concerns mount. Now, it says here, Daryl Vaz, I'm not going to read the whole article, by the way. I'm just going to read the first few paragraphs because this goes on and on and on and on. And I don't think we want to go through all of that. We're just going to stick with the first couple of paragraphs, but the first couple of paragraphs does everything. It says it all. So Daryl Vaz on Tuesday declared that nothing, and they put him in quotes, so they're not paraphrasing him, they're quoting him verbatim. Okay? They're quoting him verbatim. So there it is. It says, Daryl Vaz on Tuesday declared that nothing is private or secret. Wow. We have some questions for you if that's the case, Daryl Vaz. So hold tight, now worry yourself. Okay? So Daryl Vaz Tuesday declared that nothing is private or secret in the face of mounting concerns over whether his disclosure of opposition leader Mark Golding's passport and citizenship information amounted to a breach of data privacy. I'm leaning on the fact that it probably is. They've quoted him again here as saying, yeah, and they quote, this is Daryl Vaz they're quoting, no public figure, whether in Jamaica or the world, wow, the world, should ever think that anything they have can be hidden. You start on the premise that anything you are involved in or associated with can be found. Yes, but then you have to think about the constitutional rights and the Data Protection Act. Because something can be found doesn't mean you have the right legally or constitutionally to divulge that information to the public. Do you understand me? That's breaching several acts, brother. So we're going to look at that in a minute to see if you've breached it. No, I'm going to use your own words on your Daryl Vaz, okay? Because to me, this is disingenuous. You say no public figure, whether in Jamaica or the world, should ever think that anything they have can be hidden. You start on the premise of anything you're involved or associated with can be found. Right, fine, okay. Let's take your word for it. Here's my question to you, Daryl Vaz. As a minister in government, could you advocate for the release of the names of the illicit six, please? Because according to this, which I highlight in blue, we need that information because it's in the public domain and they're public figures. They're public figures. The illicit six are public figures. So come on then, let's use your words and see if you're just a chat or you really are going to stand by what you say. This is not me putting propaganda in you. This is something that's posted in the Gleaner, the Jamaica Gleaner. See it there? And them quote you. And I like them a make up something and say, well, boy, I think him did said this, me not quite sure. Them quote you. See the quote there? Beginning a quote and end a quote. See? Them quote you. Vaz, the Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, told the Gleaner. You understand me? And then put the Gleaner in a bowl for them show you say, yeah, I know here say, like him tell somebody and then somebody tell we. Him tell we directly the Gleaner that. So them interview and tell you this. So this is how your own words are on you because ego is a mother. You see it? And this is what it is. You're defending yourself and you're saying there's no data protection breaches. But we're going to go through that in a minute. Whether that's so or not, I don't know. I can just go through the Data Protection Act and make, and it's up to people and it's up to Mark Golden and FEMA lawyers to read the Data Protection Act and read up the Constitution and decide how they're going to move forward. But that's nothing to do with me. But I kind of have an idea what's going to happen. So what I said to him is brace yourself. But we're going to use the one words and hang you. So since you believe so wholeheartedly in this and that anything can be found, and you're the telecommunications minister, yeah, you're Minister of Science, Energy and Telecommunications and Transport. So being the Minister of Telecommunication, this is another thing. How come you're a minister of so many different departments? I don't understand that. Is this conflict of interest? Let me say. Science, Ministry of Science and Energy, Telecommunication and Transport. Boy, I don't know. This not make no sense to me. But hey, him have one, two, three, four different him a minister of four different departments, which is crazy. But anyway, we're gonna hang you with this information. I want to say we're talking metaphorically for those who are like, oh, you threaten the minister, so you're gonna hang him. Shut up. Get some brain cells in your cranium. Okay? So metaphorically speaking, we're gonna hang you with this information, because what you're saying here is that, you know, you can divulge any information you feel like if it can be found, and anybody who's a public figure, nothing can be hidden. And because nothing can be hidden, we need the persons. We don't know who they are. We can't accuse who it is, but we do know that the Integrity Commission did pass over the name of the illicit six over to the Parliament, the House of Parliament, and that would have come on the desk of Juliet Holness as the Speaker of the House. She would have seen it. That would have been passed, obviously, to the majority of the House, which is the JLP. They would have sight of that document and see the names on that list. Okay, and because they hold the majority in the House and they control the commission in the, is it the Oversight Commission or something to do with whatever that decide what is tabled to be discussed or debated in Parliament and what isn't. My question is, using your own words right now, you know, we need to know the names of the illicit six. We need to know the names of the illicit six. Hold your hat. There's another question for you, Daryl Vaz. The second question, we need to know also, why and where is the report of the declaration of the Prime Minister, the current Prime Minister Andrew Holness, of his assets of declarations for the period in which is under question? Because we now say since him in the office for the whole time, him not declare nothing. I don't know off the top of my head whether it's 2021 or 2020 or whatever the year, the period, the tax period is. I don't know. But what I will say is, for the period in question that the Integrity Commission is saying that information about his declaration of his assets and so on, is being, is omitted or is missing, and they don't have it. The question is, that information can't be hidden. He's a public figure. He's the biggest public figure. Yeah? And whether or Jamaica or the world should think that any of these can be hidden. So why is this information hidden? We need to have it, because you're on the premise that anything you're involved in or associated with can be found. See it? That's the premise that you hold. Them quote you upon it. That anything that you're involved with or associated with can be found. So how come we can't find the information about the assets that is missing and omitted that the Integrity Commission been calling for, and them can't get it? They're calling for the illicit sick. These are stuff that's in the public domain, about public officials, about public figures, that we still don't hear nothing about and we have no information of. So how about that, Daryl Vaz? Yeah? So this is why when I say, when people like to jump out and say things, let's just do a recap, because another thing with you, Daryl Vaz, and this is no hate, I am just being objective. I don't support any politician and I don't support any political party. But when me see wrong, me go call it out. Me roast golden. Me not have no sympathy. Me don't tell him say me wrong already. And the way I move dodgy. And anybody with any kind of integrity wouldn't want this type of thing for call and that question, and then would just come out and just declare that quick and fast and renounce them British citizenship. So at your turn, forget the roasting. So we're going to jump into something else, Daryl Vaz. We're not done with it yet, because they have a saying we say, Patakos Kekel and call it black. So here we go. Daryl Vaz, this is your situation. People can see it. Now let's go down to controversy. Yeah, I posted this on on Twitter. Here we are. Daryl Vaz engendered some controversy over his dual United States Jamaican nationality. His mother, Sonia, was born in Puerto Rico and thus a United States citizen by birth, because as you know, Puerto Rico is the territory of the United States, albeit also a Jamaican citizen, currently resident in Canada. In 2008 or 2009, he renounced his United States citizenship in order to remain active in Jamaican politics. See it there? That me just read, that the paragraph there. Yeah? So here we are, come full circle, 2008, 2009, and now we're in 2024. And hold and behold, what do we have? The very person who is the telecommunications minister. You can't make this up, brother. The telecommunications minister, yeah, currently, who holds several other ministries actually, is sitting up there boldly saying that he has a right to divulge the information, as we've seen over in the Gleaner, that's quoted him in that respect. But not so long ago, him did in this very same boat. And I'll add that his situation is even worse than Mark Golding's situation, because at least Mark Golding's situation, he's protected by the Constitution because he's a citizen in terms of the Commonwealth, because Britain is part of the Commonwealth. In your case, you are a United States citizen and Jamaican nationality, you hold dual citizenship in that respect, according to this. So because you have that dual United States and Jamaican nationality, that's what it says here, yeah? Because of that, you are being, you had to renounce your United States citizenship, okay? No, the fact that you renounce United States citizenship is because that would be unconstitutional. In other words, it would be illegal for you to continue in that capacity in office. That would have been untenable. So you had no choice anyway. But then the question becomes, were you trying to do it anyway, or did it become a controversy and then the public outcry, and then when you realize that, then you renounce your American citizenship? Was that the case? Or did you just do it anyway because automatically you realize that that's unconstitutional and you had to do it? Whereas in Mark Golding's case, even though I don't agree with the way he's going about it, he's got a legal leg to stand on because he's within the Commonwealth, and his British citizenship under the Constitution allows him to have dual citizenship in that respect. While in your case, because the United States is not within the Commonwealth, you couldn't. So that's the first point. Patakos kettle, I say it black. There it is. And you not too long ago go through a similar ordeal. So this is why I'm saying, a politician, una something else. But we're not done yet. More. Vaz was charged with corruption after an investigation into a traffic violation and bribery charge involving a close personal friend. Vaz's friend, Bruce Bicknell, was ticketed on the 9th of April 2012 in a traffic offense and allegedly presented the police officer with $2,000 Jamaican dollars along with vehicle documents. That sounds like bribery. It is alleged that Mr. Vaz told the police sergeant in the case that he would be promoted if he gave Bicknell a chance. Hold on a minute. I two counts of bribery that, First the money and then promotion. What you say to me? Me never know this. But you see, when you know attack certain people and we go do the research and go do the homework, and more can of worms come out. Boy, may I tell you, me not understand. Vaz stepped down from his shadow minister post for the opposition Jamaican Labour Party as a result of the corruption charges. So basically, at the time when this happened, he was the opposition shadow minister. So in that respect, he had to step down. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my goodness, this not look good. This is not a good thing to have on your CV. He was charged, but whether he was convicted, I don't know. And the reason why I'm saying this and I'm making this differentiation is there's one thing to be charged for something. There's another to be convicted of the charges. So there's nothing here that I've seen that says he was exonerated of those charges. But what we do know is he stepped down as shadow minister as a result. It says it there. He stepped down as a shadow minister as a result of the corruption charges, because that's 2 counts of bribery right there. That's crazy. And that just goes to show me that if it is true, I mean, this is not my word, it's in the Wikipedia controversy, so go take it up with them. In my opinion, I'm thinking these politicians who go to universities and get the best education money can buy, they don't seem too bright. They seem as if the money is wasted on them. Because here you have a shadow minister, prominent position in the Jamaica Labour Party, and you bold-faced, if now wear a mask, so you can deny it and say, well, it wasn't me, maybe that wear a mask, and unless you can point me out in a lineup and say it was me, and me, and this, anybody can sound like me and pretend to be me. So, they didn't give the name of the sergeant, but it's outlining here that he's actually, offered to bribe the officer and to, give him, help him get promotion. So this is a case of the keke cursing the pot and calling it black, which is this. And then you have a stain on your record. Now, whether you were found guilty and convicted of the charges, I don't know, but you were charged for corruption. And that's a stain and a history that will never go away and that will always be on your record. And to me, serving in public office with those type of charges on your name, you shouldn't even be able to hold public office. I think them need to amend the Constitution. Let's say something in the Constitution that me miss that says if a sitting politician or a active politician or member of parliament have charges against them of corruption or criminality, because corruption is criminal as well. It's a type of criminality, corruption. Okay. So if you have any criminal charges or corruption charges or whatever it may be on your name, whether you are found guilty and you're convicted of those charges or not, because of that stain on your file, you shouldn't be able to hold those office, any public office in any regard. So that just goes to show me how far Jamaica needs before it gets to a position where it really can be taken seriously in that regard. So that's that situation. So that's what I have to say about, Daryl Vaz in that respect. I understand that this video is going to be a bit long. I'm trying to be as concise as possible, but I'm only mentioning people that's in the height of this conflict and this short of shenanigan and drama in regards to Mark Golding. So Mark Golding, him get film roasting, well deserved. In my opinion, you deserve the roasting when you get, sir, because me did warn you that, and you make a mistake and you slip your slide, so you have to get it. Even though legally you have a leg to stand on, I think ethically it's untenable. And if you're going to run and lead the people in that regard, you need to show the people, demonstrate that gesture of renouncing your British citizenship. It's that simple. When you finish, when you come out of office, you can reapply for your British citizenship. I'm sure they'll give it to you because of the descent of your father. So, you know what I mean? I don't think it's going to be a problem for you to get it back in later on down the line. But for right now, brother, because of the occupation that you have, you can't have both. I don't think it's yes, legally you can, but ethically I think it's wrong. That's my opinion on it. And and that's what I'm going to say about that.